This presentation is part one of a two-part presentation series on researching. This presentation will focus on preparing to research. By the end of this presentation, you should be able to define academic research and understand why it's important, choose a topic to research, conduct preliminary research, narrow down your topic, write a working thesis, and complete the invention step of the writing process for your writing assignment. First, let's talk a little bit about what exactly academic research is and why it's important. Academic research entails studying a topic closely in order to learn more about it and to contribute to the current critical and academic conversation on that topic. In other words, being a student requires you to not only learn and discover new knowledge by finding out what's already been said about a topic, but also to add your own ideas and arguments to the existing knowledge on that topic. You can accomplish this by reading from a variety of sources, taking note of different perspectives, and deciding what position you believe makes the most sense. With enough careful study, you may be inspired to share new ideas on the topic that have never been shared before. There are a few steps you should take before you begin your research. If the goal of your research is to write an essay, you should start by establishing a writing ritual, reading the instructions of your writing assignment carefully, and making a schedule for writing that includes the 5 steps of the writing process. You can find more details about the writing process in my presentation called The Writing Process. Reading the instructions carefully will give you an idea as to what type of essay you should write, whether it's a report, an analysis, an argument, etc., what your topic will be, what style or format you should use, what kinds of sources you should use as support, and how long your essay should be. Additionally, the instruction should get you thinking about your rhetorical situation by helping you establish your purpose, audience, and tone for writing. Making a schedule for your writing project helps you break your project into manageable steps and prevents you from procrastinating. When creating your schedule, set aside time for the following steps, which we'll go over in more detail in a minute. Choose a topic, conduct preliminary research, narrow down your topic, develop a working thesis, complete the invention or pre-writing step, conduct specific research to support your working thesis, and finally, structure, draft, revise, and edit your essay. After making your schedule, it's time to choose your topic. Sometimes you will be assigned a particular topic to write about, while other times you'll be free to choose your own. If given a choice, be sure to choose a topic that interests you, one that could give you experience in your major or career, or one that you feel passionate about. If you find the subject boring, your attitude will surely be reflected in your writing, and your audience will likely be bored too. If your topic is assigned to you, try to find an aspect of that topic that appeals to you. For example, if you're told to write an essay about sports, but you have no interest in sports, consider writing about diversity in sports, the educational value of sports, or video games as a sport. Once you've chosen a topic, the next step is to do some broad preliminary research on your topic. Remember that the purpose of academic research and writing is to add to the existing conversation on your topic. But before you can dive in and start writing about your topic, you have to become familiar with what's already been said and what's currently being said about it. While conducting your initial research, you should keep an eye out for specific aspects of your topic that you feel are the most interesting and intriguing to you personally. This will help in the next step when it's time to narrow down your topic. A great way to start your preliminary research is to do a search for your topic on Wikipedia. Though Wikipedia is not considered a reliable source to use as support in your writing because it's open sourced, written collaboratively, and not peer-reviewed, It can be a fantastic way to get an overview of your topic. For example, if you want to write about climate change, you could do a search for the keywords climate change on the Wikipedia website. The main Wikipedia page for climate change begins with an overview of the topic, which defines it, briefly goes over its background and history, and discusses some of its major causes. After the overview, you'll see a table of contents with subtopics on climate change, such as observed temperature rise, the effects of climate change, and the responses to climate change. If you're interested in writing about how we should respond to climate change, you could click on the Responses subtopic, which will take you to that section on the page. Here, you can learn about the different types of technology that can be used to mitigate climate change, such as bioenergy, geothermal energy, and hydropower. If you want to learn more about each of these technologies, you can click on the links provided within the Wikipedia article. For example, the linked word hydropower will take you to a separate Wikipedia page dedicated to hydropower. The superscript numeral after the word hydropower will take you to the footnotes at the bottom of the page where sources that are referenced in the article are listed. Most of the time, the sources listed in the footnotes are considered scholarly and are peer-reviewed, so they could potentially be used as support in your writing. If you find particularly helpful sources while conducting your preliminary research, write them down so that you can come back to them later. You can click on the links provided in the footnotes to read the sources if they're available for free to the public, or you can use your library's catalog or research databases to search for the sources by author or title. We'll go over how to use your library's catalog and research databases later on in this presentation. So, while Wikipedia itself is not a good source to cite within your writing, it's a great resource to help you become familiar with your topic, and it can lead you to sources that you can use in your writing. Additionally, it can help you narrow down a broad topic like climate change into a more specific topic like technology used to mitigate climate change. Similarly, you can use the website procon.org to become familiar with your topic. This website provides overviews of current arguments on popular controversial issues and breaks them down into lists of pros and cons in order to present both sides of each argument. Like Wikipedia, procon.org provides clickable links within the text that bring you to a list of sources that are referenced in the article that you can potentially use in your essay. Also like Wikipedia, procon.org should not be used as a source within your essay, but it can be used to help you become familiar with the current critical conversation on your topic, help you decide what stance you want to take on an argument, and lead you to sources that can be used in your essay. Another great source to help you learn about your topic is the research database called Issues and Controversies, which may be available to you through your school's library. Doing a search for the keywords climate change on this database leads you to a list of results that discuss various arguments on the topic. For example, the first page on the list of results poses the question, should the U.S. government take aggressive steps to combat climate change? You can click on the title to read more about this argument. This page provides background on the topic and discusses the viewpoints of both the proponents of the argument and the opponents of the argument, so you can get a feel for what's being said on both sides of the issue. You can also click on the tabs at the top of the page to see a list of primary sources on the topic, media sources, infographics, and even editorials and news articles, which can all potentially be used as support within your writing. Issues and Controversies is a wonderful resource that is especially helpful when writing an argumentative essay and can help you find sources for your writing and decide what side you want to take on an issue. Next, you'll narrow down your topic and write a working thesis. After you've conducted your preliminary research, you should be more familiar with the critical conversation, what's already been said, and what's currently being said, about your topic. Now it's time to join the conversation by narrowing down your topic and taking a position. Narrowing down your topic will depend on your purpose for writing and the allotted length of your essay, details that are usually indicated in the instructions for the writing assignment. The average undergraduate academic essay generally runs from about 3 to 10 pages long, so you'll need to make sure that your topic is narrow enough to be thoroughly discussed within that length. For example, the topic climate change by itself is too broad to write about in 3 to 10 pages. You could write an entire book on this topic by going into detail about its history, its causes, its effects, steps that should be taken for mitigation, and various other viewpoints about what should be done about it. If you attempted to write a 3 to 10 page essay on a topic this broad, you would not be able to go into depth on any of your main points because you would greatly exceed the page count. On the other hand, it is also possible to narrow down your topic too much. For example, writing about the effects of climate change on the electric bill at your house is too narrow. With this topic, you might find yourself struggling to write enough material to reach the assigned page count, which would become obvious to your reader since you'd be forced to include a lot of unnecessary filler words and phrases, making your essay boring and hard to read. Therefore, it's important to narrow a broad topic down to one that is specific enough for the assigned length of your essay. Some examples of narrowed down topics on climate change for an academic essay of average length might be how deforestation contributes to climate change, how climate change affects sea levels, or how to mitigate climate change through renewable energy sources. These topics are specific and manageable, not too broad and not too narrow. Now that you've done some preliminary research and narrowed down your topic, the next step is to write a working thesis. In academic writing, a thesis statement is a single sentence that states your claim and lists your supporting reasons, and is typically the last sentence of your introduction. The average academic essay uses about 3 supporting reasons to back up the claim. Every word, every sentence, and every paragraph of an essay should work to support the thesis in some way. A good thesis will possess 4 qualities. It will be interesting, clear, arguable, and specific. A working thesis is a thesis that's used to get you started on developing your essay. As you continue to research your topic, you may find new evidence or viewpoints that inspire you to make changes to your thesis. An example of a working thesis on climate change for an argumentative essay might be, climate change can be mitigated through the use of alternative energy sources such as bioenergy, geothermal energy, and hydropower. This thesis is interesting because it focuses on a topic that is relevant in the world today, which means that it should captivate your readers and make them want to learn more. It's also clearly written and easy to understand, and it's arguable because it takes a particular position on the topic with which the reader can agree or disagree. Finally, it's specific because it focuses on a narrowed down topic and lists 3 particular supporting points that can be thoroughly addressed in an academic essay of average length. Using your working thesis as a guide, you can move on to the invention or pre-writing step of the writing process. There are several techniques you can use for this step, but one that is particularly good for researching is the KWL chart. Make a chart with 3 columns. The first column is the K column, or the What I Know column. Here, you should briefly list everything you already know about your topic. This information could come from what you learned about your topic while completing your preliminary research, or it could come from what you've seen or heard in the media or in everyday conversations. You can use bullet points to keep track of this information in the first column, or you can try free writing about the topic here. The second column is the W column, which stands for What I Want to Know. Here, you should make a list of questions that you have about your topic, or points that you want to know more about. Perhaps your preliminary research didn't quite give you enough detail, or maybe you've had conversations with people on the topic that left you confused or made you want to learn more about it. The last column is the L column, or the What I Learned column. After you conduct more specific research on your topic in the next step, you can come back and fill out this last column. As you read through your sources, you should use the questions from the W column to guide and focus your research, searching for the answers as you go. Creating a KWL chart can be a great way to track what you learn as you complete your research and can help you stay focused on particular aspects of your topic. Now that you've prepared for your research, you're ready to move on to the next step. In the next presentation, we'll talk more about how to conduct specific research on your topic and find sources to use as support in your writing assignment. Let's review. In this presentation, we discussed how to define academic research and understand why it's important, choose a topic to research, conduct preliminary research, narrow down your topic, write a working thesis, and complete the invention step of the writing process for your writing assignment. Thanks for watching.